I mean by all of that is, if a new player forces themselves to be conscious of the time, then they automatically, subconsciously, also start to pay attention to all of the other little things, such as maneuvering around the stage efficiently, target priority, etc., etc. But Woolie, time is irrelevant in Risk of Rain 2. The only thing that matters is gathering more items to become stronger. Yes, this is actually an argument that I've heard. This is 100% incorrect, and I wish I didn't even have to address it. You're trying to tell me that time is irrelevant when the game itself tells you, and I quote, difficulty is always increasing. Play fast. But in a way, believe it or not, that argument is actually correct.
See, I knew it. I always knew it.
Don't get too far ahead of yourselves there. Here's something that you, the vocal minority, don't realize. I don't stick to the 5-minute rule. If you would take the time to sit and actually watch some of my content, oh no, the humanity! You'd then realize that I sometimes spend 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 8 minutes, sometimes 42 freaking minutes on stage 2 in a given run. Why? Because once you gather the necessary experience and knowledge, you're right, you don't need to stick to a time limit to get a good run. Why? Because as an experienced player, you understand all of the nuance and context within a run to make the necessary choices to get as strong a run as you possibly can. Do you know what a new player lacks? All of that experience. Again, a new player has no idea of how to get a good run. To tell a new player to ignore the timer and full loot a stage is counterproductive because chances are that's already what they've been doing. Wasting time on a stage looking for loot in every last nook and cranny. When someone comes and asks for help, is your response to simply say, just stick with what you've been doing. You'll get it eventually. Because mine is not. But Woolie, what you're saying is for new players to learn how to play efficiently. Yes, I am. That's the goal. For me, constraining myself to the timer taught me how to play efficiently at a much quicker pace rather than randomly scouting each stage for every single item I could possibly find. Thus, it's what I recommend to new players. But Woolie, it has been proven, mathematically proven, that full looting a stage is better. Has it now? Who proved it? What was their sample size? Who took part in the testing? How much experience did they have with the game? What difficulties did they test on? Who quantified what getting a good run even means? And what metrics did they use to quantify that? But Woolie, I've never stuck to the 5-minute rule and I get good runs all the time. Awesome. I'm glad that playstyle works for you. And hey, Woolie, I tried your 5-minute rule and I still got bad runs. I then started caring more about looting and less about the time, and I started to get better and better runs. Also awesome. I'm glad that you found what works for you. And that encapsulates my overall point. Yes, it is a difference in playstyle, rushing versus farming, let's call it. And yes, both of those playstyles can lead to good runs. Absolutely. But again, one final time, I have always recommended the 5-minute rule and will continue to do so because that is what I found success with and is what I believe to be the best learning tool to brand new players.